excited to get to read with you guys all. I hope everyone is enjoying this amazing summer. It is so hot today, so I figured today would be a good day to get back to our story. We are just getting back from a little vacation. We were in New York last week and we had the best time. I'll include a photo. And so it's so nice to get back into the swing of things. I hope you guys are reading lots of books and I know you're so excited to see what happens next. So let's get back to our big friendly giant. Last time we read together, the palace was preparing for tea and they were hosting not a typical tea, but of course a tea for a giant. So let's see what we have in store. So the BFG is coming into the ballroom. He had to squeeze himself through on his hands and knees with 2 footmen pushing him from behind and 2 pulling from the front, but he got through in the end. He had removed his black cloak and got rid of his trumpet and was now wearing his ordinary, simple clothes. As he walked across the ballroom, he had to stoop quite a lot to avoid hitting the ceiling. Are you imagining this? Because of this, he failed to notice an enormous crystal chandelier crash when his head right into the chandelier. A shower of glass fell upon the poor BFG. "Gung hummers and bog swinkles," he cried. What was that? And here you can see the illustration of the poor BFG running into the giant crystal chandelier. Poor thing. Oh, here we are. It was Louis the 15th, the Queen said, looking slightly put out. "He's never been in a house before," Sophie said. Mr. Tibbs scowled. He directed 4 footmen to clear up the mess, then, with a disdainful little wave of his hand, he indicated to the giant that he should seat himself on top of the chest of drawers and on top of the grand piano. "What a fizz-whizzing, flash-bunking seat," cried the BFG. I is going to be bug as a snug in a rug up here." "Does he always speak like that?" the Queen said. "Quite often," Sophie said. "He gets tangled up with his words." The BFG sat down in the chest of drawers piano and gazed in wonder around the great ballroom. Imagine what he's seeing. "By gumdrops, what a spiffling, wopsy room we is in. It is so gigantuous. I is needed by circulars and telescoops to see what is going on in the other end." Footmen arrived carrying silver trays with fried eggs, bacon, sausages, and fried potatoes. Yum. At this point, Mr. Tibbs suddenly realized that in order, and keep in mind Mr. Tibbs is like the head footman, the butler, to serve the BFG at his 12-foot-high grandfather clock table, you can see him here, he would have to climb to the top of one of the tall stepladders. What's more, he must do it in balancing a huge warm plate on the palm of one hand and holding a gigantic silver coffee pot in the other. A normal man would have flinched at the thought of it, but good butlers never flinch. Up he went, up, and up, while the Queen and Sophie watched him with great interest. It is possible they were both secretly hoping he would lose his balance and go crashing to the floor, but good butlers never crash. At the top of the ladder, Mr. Tibbs, balancing like an acrobat, poured the BFG's coffee and placed the enormous plate before him. On the plate were 8 eggs, 12 sausages, 16 rashers of bacon, and a heap of fried potatoes. "What is this, please, your Magister?" the BFG asked, peering down at the Queen. "He's never eaten anything except snaz cumbers before in his life," so Sophie exclaimed. "They taste revolting." "They don't seem to have stunted his growth," the Queen said. The BFG grabbed the garden spade and scooped up all the eggs, sausages, bacon, and potatoes in one go and shoveled them into his enormous mouth. "By goggles," he cried, This stuff is nick and snaz cumbers. Tastes like swatch swallop. The Queen glanced up, frowning. Mr. Tibbs looked down at his toes and his lips moved in silent prayer. That was only one titchy little bite, the BFG said. As you haven't any more of this delunctuous grubble in your cupboard, Magister? Tibbs, the Queen said, showing true regal hospitality, fetch the gentleman another dozen fried eggs and a dozen sausages. Do you think the BFG is enjoying this food? Mr. Tibbs swam out of the room, muttering unspeakable words to himself, wiping his brow with a little white handkerchief. Seems like Mr. Tibbs kind of has his work cut out for him as he's trying to feed this big friendly giant. The BFG lifted the huge jug and took a swallow. Ouch! He cried, blowing a mouthful across the ballroom. Please, this is horrible swig pill I is drinking, Magister. It's coffee, the Queen told him, freshly roasted. It's filthsome, the BFG cried out. Where is the frobscottle? The what? The Queen asked. Delumptuous, fizzy frobscottle, the BFG answered. Everyone must be drinking frobscottle with breakfast, Magister. Then we can all be whiz-poppin' happily together afterwards. My friends, I want you to think back and think, brain, think. Do you remember what frobscottle is? It's that delightful drink that instead of the bubbles rising, the bubbles actually go down. Do you remember seeing those images? And when he's saying that we can all be whiz-popping happily together afterwards, I want you to think about what that actually means and think about the delightful scene that we enjoyed earlier in the story when Sophie first had the chance to try that. There, my friends, we will pause. Please join me in a few days for more of our story. I'm so happy to be reading with you. I hope you're reading lots of fun books at home and really enjoying your well-deserved break. And I will see you soon, my friends. Love you all.
Okay, we are going under the bridge.
No, it's actually
No, I remember yeah, there are some birds. Yeah, there are some birds. Oh, and there's